driving with a coat on, but...
Barb, what's going on in the world today?
Let's see. I got blown across the street. I went to put the mail in today, and I'm standing there, and I started walking. Oh, there it is.
Come here. I want to show you what's going on in the world today. I got something crazy. Look in that bag. Look at that big box. Take that out. And pull it out of the box. It's not a joke.
It's ginormous.
The thing is the biggest light bulb I've ever seen in the world. I had to buy it just because of how big it was. It was on sale too. Look at that thing. I don't even know where we're going to put it. It's huge.
Right above Nanny's head.
It's as big as your head. What do you think of that light bulb, Addison?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Where would you put something?
We're gonna try it in the basement, and then
God!
and then probably in the garage.
One of those lights, and that would be it. Ba-ching!
Kid, what are you doing? You are gonna be my helper. All right, we're gonna test out some light bulbs we have here. We have a little bit of everything. This new one that I just picked up today, it's ginormous. Mainly why I'm doing this, Addison. This is my helper. She's gonna help turn on and off the light. Test out the new ones. We got all types, incandescent, a couple of LED ones, a couple of compact fluorescents. We're just gonna try them out here in my little laundry section. See which one gives us the best light. The one, I'm not gonna go right up to it, but the one that's in there now is an LED light, 9-watt light. I looked around a bunch for an incandescent bulb. I really don't have any. This is the only incandescent bulb I have in the household. It's a 90-watt floodlight, which is actually the highest.
So pretty.
So pretty?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made my face so loud.
And that's the highest wattage one. It goes 90 watt, 65 watt. This is probably the second highest. This is an LED one, and it is, let me get some focus, 17 watts. It's probably actually not the next highest. This is probably the next highest. This one is, yeah, this is the next highest. Get some focus. It's 23 watt. No need to focus. All right, so we're gonna test them out. We're probably gonna start with the highest wattage, what I'm sure is gonna be the dimmest light incandescent bulb. And go. All right. Yeah, that's a spot, which makes it a little difficult. But 90 watt incandescent. Can you kill the light for me? And on. On just once. That's it. All right. So that's a 13 watt compact fluorescent. All the compacts, I'm heating them up first. As we all know, compact fluorescents take forever to brighten up. So I'm turning them on, letting her shut them off, and turning them back on so you can kind of see the difference between each one. All right, and this is a 23 watt compact fluorescent. You think that's the brightest? All right, we'll try that next. 23 watt compact fluorescent. While this one warms up, this one actually warms up pretty quickly. It's probably because I've been already using it. I think like the first burn off on compact fluorescents takes a little bit longer than one that's already been burnt a few times. Always the downfall to compact fluorescent. You've been using it for like 6-7 months, and the light output's going to go down, but the wattage you use to use that bulb isn't going to go down anymore. It's going to use just as much, maybe even more than it first did. So they're nice while they worked, while they lasted. LEDs are definitely the way to go. They're just more expensive. The price will come down though eventually. A lot safer too, you know, these LEDs, and this thing's a funky looking bulb. Kind of looks like a real bulb, kind of not really. Anyways, you know, there's nothing dangerous in these LEDs. Like with these, there's not a ton of dangerous stuff in here, but they have to put mercury in to make the whole process work. So you got to dispose of these properly. Every Home Depot, every Lowe's takes them back. They got a procedure for how you wrap them up and bring them back to them. That way it's not getting into the environment, but without a doubt, there's a lot of stuff that these guys are releasing into the environment from us using them. So LED is the way to go. You know, if you're buying bulbs, don't buy too many of these. If you're buying incandescent, you're crazy. Alright, this is the low wattage LED bulb. I'm pretty sure all the LED bulbs that I got are what they call it, like a bright white, or whichever, the highest Kelvin you can go with. This is that really funky, try to get it without a glare. No way of getting it really without a glare. Looks just like a normal bulb actually in the video, but that's 9 watt, or no, it's a 10.5 watt LED. Not too bad. Instant on. All right, that's a 13 watt flood LED. Kind of judging by the color spectrum, I'll have to look at it again. It actually looks more like a soft white color spectrum than a bright white, but we'll see. That's 13 watt. This will be the next one. I don't have too many LEDs. I definitely don't have any big LEDs because they're so expensive. This LED was I think $14, which actually be a pretty good comparison. This is a waterproof, it's outside one. You know, this was $12. Which I'm not even sure. I mean, it's not going to work down here. I'm going to bonk my head on it, but probably put it out in the garage. Yeah, this is a 17 watt bulb. We'll try that one next. All right, so that's an outside bulb, very concentrated. And actually, I'm going to be putting up tonight. I'm putting up some new outside fixture for the driveway, doing these bulbs, which, seeing that's a definite bright white light, and I'm super excited. It's pretty much gonna let me snow blow and be able to see the driveway very nicely. And that's 17 watts, which the old bulbs that were out there, and actually I didn't even think about that. I do have a couple other incandescent bulbs. They're just like this, flood lamps. This is a 90 watt. Those are probably the same, 100 watt or something like that. Which, you know, the driveway doesn't run all the time, but that's a lot of wattage. I'm using like 200 watts. These things are going to use like, you know, 34. It's going to use 34 watts altogether, and the bulb's going to last me a lot longer. So that's going to save big money pretty quickly. All right, this is that giant CFL. A pow. That one I guarantee is going to take a little bit of time to warm up. We can get that bulb a little bit. Hand wise, it was oh, that's kind of neat. You can see it actually heating the coils. This is the first time it's been turned on at all. And it was really weird twisting this in, because this is just a ridiculously big bulb. I've never twisted in something this big. Actually, it's really neat that the camera right now is not picking up on the light. It's like auto-adjusting, so you can see these coils kind of heat up. There's not like a ton of glare. I'm gonna try to just keep it right here so you can see each one heat up like that. It kind of goes over the process really to let you know, you've got electricity coming through. You've essentially got two coils in here, a gas that heats up, and there's actually a plasma in there. It's like a purple gas. Photons brighten up as electricity runs through it. And then that gas isn't very bright, but it's very energetic. So what it does is it reacts with the white phosphorus on the bulb, and that's what actually illuminates. So, you know, I don't know, it won't do anything unless it comes all the way through the tube. So that means electricity is going all the way through. I think essentially what's happening is this phosphorus is heating up, which definitely makes sense actually, because that's warm and this is not very warm. Although when I look at it not through the camera, I don't know, I guess I can tell. I can tell that these three are a little bit different color than those ones. Just gonna keep it there though. You see it brighten up. Do its initial burn off. Probably try not to look right into it. It's kind of another thing that's interesting too. So incandescent bulb doesn't put off any UV rays. Fluorescent bulbs do, depending on the phosphorus that they put on the bulb. Changes what the UV and the color spectrum is. LEDs, in theory, can put off good UV rays. You know, and I say this, I'm a reptile guy, so we will always use fluorescent bulbs for our UV penetration or mercury vapor, but the fluorescent, compact fluorescent, or even a regular fluorescent really have the correct light cycle for reptiles, or light spectrum rather. And supposedly LEDs are going to be able to come along and fill that spot, but they're probably going to be quite expensive fixtures and quite a few years of, I'm sure, testing. ZoomEd's actually a company right here in America. They're probably going to be the ones that, I know they're already doing testing, but it takes kind of long term to make sure that everything with the reptiles, that they grow properly, bones still develop properly. So, oh, kids yelling. Actually gonna see, let's see, back it up. See what happens when the color changes. And not too bad. Gotta say though, for 12 bucks, I probably won't buy another one of these. I'm interested to see what it looks like in the garage. It's a fair amount of light, but for a bulb that freaking big and that many watts, you know, 65 watts isn't a ton, but in comparison to this one, which is 24 watts, and I'm gonna cut this, clip it, and I'm gonna go back and forth between the 65 watt and the 23 watt. All right, so just like last time I let it warm up, this is 24 watt. Back it up a little bit. I definitely like the color spectrum of this, fairly bright. And the 65 watt. Take a second to turn on. It's kind of interesting the way that one turns on. It's big. Pow! It's like going off. Just takes a little bit, I think, for the electricity to make a good connection through the whole bulb. It's definitely brighter. I'm not really a fan of the color spectrum, but brighter for sure. Alright, so giant light bulb, far too big for the basement. Some people in my family, household, are short, so giant bulb sticking out of the ceiling, not a problem. Me, my head came up to like pretty much where my fingers are, so I was gonna crack my head on it. I'm tall, I always forget to look, crack it, break it, so we're gonna try it in here. This bulb's been running a bit, it's freezing out here, so they're probably not as bright as they would be, but we're just gonna pop this in and see how much brighter it is with this huge 68 watt fluorescent bulb. All right, so no focus, camera don't focus. Button here says autofocus. There we go. There it is, gigantic bulb. I'm actually going to use this video to tell if it is actually brighter, because it doesn't seem all that much brighter to me. You know, it took a little bit of time for it to warm up. Maybe giant bulbs take giant time to warm up. or maybe they just won't when it's cold out. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna use this video, see the switch over, see if it's a bit brighter, and if it's not, you're going back to Home Depot, because for 12 bucks, I could probably add another 8 bucks onto that and get myself a nice LED, not affected by the cold, better light spectrum, you know, lower wattage, all that fun stuff.